Good morning, everybody. Just thought I would pop in this morning and wish everybody a happy Tuesday. Um, another day's into 2022. Um,
Good
Morning,
morning.
Paul.
hey, good morning, you two.
Hi,
Hey.
Paul.
Hey,
How's it going?
it's going.
Yeah,
What's today? Tuesday? Losing
today,
track of days, I guess.
today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, in your case too, it's like you're on this extended vacation.
Yeah.
Um, that it just doesn't. Oh, Mike's here.
Oh, look. Oh, see, Kim's live too. Huh. Okay, I got to go to. Okay, hit the like button, pop out chat. Okay, close that. Move this over. Okay, cool. So, how you doing there, Dave?
Doing okay.
Yeah, that's good.
How you doing?
Oh, not bad. Actually, got out of bed before 8 o'clock this morning. It was actually this is my second cup of coffee, but I must have turned the wrong way, and all of a sudden I got a Charlie horse. Oh, it happens once in a while with me, and I'll tell you, oh, hurt. That got me up.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, how's it going? He said he's going out for a flight in a couple hours.
Yes, he said that exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm going for a flight too, but not until what 1 o'clock, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get up until a little bit later. By the time I fed Mia and got on here, it was about 8:05, 8:06.
Yeah.
But
Ugh. Well, I kept looking for you, and look, I figured you'd be out shortly, so up shortly. I mean,
the weather seems like it's going to be not too bad today, but then we're going to be
it's going to be a little breezy though.
yeah, it's going to be windy for
Yeah.
sure.
Hopefully, it's not going to be too bad for me today to fly where I got to fly. So,
Yeah, where you got two to do today or one?
just one, but not till 1 o'clock. I would prefer to do it around 10 or 11, but hey, Marshall, good morning.
Good morning, Marshall.
Oh, yeah, this is my second coffee, so it's got to be good because I'm having a second one. No. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Marshall, how's it going down there? Everything going good?
Oh. Like I drink instant coffee here in the mornings, but I don't even have percolator because I don't like percolated coffee that much. But I have those 5 gallon water jug bottles,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it puts out heated water too, eh? That's what I use to make my coffee all the time. It's so hot that you can't just take it out of there because it's too hot. It works really good. So, oh, here comes Justin.
Hey, Justin, how's it going?
Yeah, there he is this morning.
What's going on?
Justin.
It's another day in paradise.
Yeah.
So I rewatched your stream yesterday. You got your door fixed?
Yes, I did. I'm so happy that I got it fixed. I'm a little bit lighter in the pocket, but
Yeah.
and when they do it all the time, I watch them do it, and boy, they're just fast. They just
Oh yeah. Well, it didn't take them long to do it.
about 35 minutes.
Yeah.
You got the right tools and you know what you're doing.
Yep, and there was two of them, and that makes a difference. One on one end, one on the other, to get the springs off and the new springs slid on, and then bolt it back on and then tighten up the springs and.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially get
it,
a couple guys, they work together, you know, they don't take too much to do it, right?
yeah, it was a husband and wife team.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh. I know when I put that addition on my sister's house there, it was guy had to do 3 garage doors, put them together, put the tracks on, do everything. And he didn't show up till 1 o'clock. I said, well, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow and finish it. Oh shit, no. Like he worked by himself and he had that everything done by like 5 o'clock. It was done. 3 doors.
Wow.
Yeah, he just bang, 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 bang. He just knew everything to do. There was
Yeah.
no sitting there looking at the instructions. Okay, I need to do this. He just put things together, bolt, boom, boom, you know, he just
Oh, they probably replaced all with all new stuff or what?
what's that?
I was asking Paul if they replaced all the stuff on his garage door with new stuff, like all the hardware that they
And
replaced.
your microphone is very low.
Yeah, you gotta bring up your microphone a bit there, Justin. He was just asking if they replaced everything, just all the hardware and everything else.
Yeah, well, all they did, they replaced the springs, both 2 springs. And they did fix one, they found one of the, the rollers, the bracket on one of the rollers had a crack, and so they replaced that.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Yep,
that,
that's
Okay. I was on a private with Jim and Sean until about, I think it was like 10:30 last night. It was they were doing Jim's build on his new tower,
yeah,
getting the new RAM put in, and then like Sean reclocked his hard drive and all that stuff to run faster. It took a while.
oh yeah.
Yep. I'm
Like
gonna
Sean,
throw some peanuts. Keep on, I can hear you.
Yep.
like Sean went so in depth inside like the programming of the computer. It was crazy. It was really cool to learn it though.
Oh yeah.
See it.
Sean who?
Edge FPV. He was the
Oh,
one
okay.
that he works for Dell Computers.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
Yeah. He actually works on their version of the supercomputer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he knows a lot about stuff. He goes at like he's one of those people that can go into like the BIOS and move things around and
Yeah.
stuff that if normal people went in and started messing with you, probably screw your computer up. But he had,
Hey, there's JD just came in the house. All right.
what's up, JD?
Hey, JD.
Mr. JD.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get into all the BIOS settings and change everything and do this and do that.
Yeah, it's complicated, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But he had this program that he had Jim downloaded. It had like the top like 20 processors that anybody can buy. And I think Jim started off, he was like 6th from the top on that. By the time Sean got done, he was 3rd from the top on that list. He was stomping all over i9s, the Intel i9s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like outperforming them, just stomping all over those chips, and those are pretty good. I mean,
Yeah. Huh. No, I'm not that good with computers. I can put things in, put programs in and stuff like that, run them and everything else. But that's the extent of my computer experience.
that's about mine too. I'm not super into all the BIOS settings and all that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the speed that computer was running when he got done with it. Oh my God, it was fast. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever used DaVinci, but like normally, like on my computer, it takes about 20 to 25 seconds for DaVinci by the time I click it to pull it up.
Yep.
Jim was clicking on it and it was coming up within a second. That's a huge program.
Whoa, macro, yeah.
Like it was literally taking a second or two and it was just pulling the whole program right up. Like it was no problem.
JD must have jumped on that return last night. He's got it boxed up and ready to drop off to UPS already.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, yeah, got to get it
What hap-
back. Yep.
What
JD
happened?
His
don't-
new drone, he was flying it and he was had it in the
Sport mode.
sport mode, and he was full stick forward, and he let go of the stick, and it, you know how it takes like about 30 feet to stop it. It went into a building.
Oh, wow.
He
Yeah.
broke one. He broke one arm on it.
Broke one of the little arms up there.
Yeah, the fastest way to stop that thing is if not to let off, but reverse as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And it kicks the motors in the other way and it will help stop it a lot
Right,
quicker.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know the
Reverse and elevate. Reverse and elevate is what they tell you
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's distance, going up and reversing at the same time.
because I know the Air 2 and the Air 2S, man, those things, if you're going full sport mode and then you hit the stick backwards, they'll almost stop on a dime. Those things will stop pretty good.
Yep.
Yep.
They
Hey,
have really good braking power.
Hey,
Yeah.
Curtis. Good morning, Curtis. How you doing?
hey, good morning, Curtis. Yeah.
Curtis, are you back to work today? Is that Hey AZ, how you doing?
What's up, Curtis and AZ?
hey guys,
Yeah. and AG's in the house. All right. Well, everybody's coming in. Oh, that's not bad.
Maybe maybe
Ball.
maybe AZ's gonna get to fly his 2 new drones today.
It's cold here today in Florida. It's 50 degrees out.
It's 20 here.
Oh, she's cool here this morning. Hopefully, well, the only thing about flying this afternoon might be a little breezy, but it's supposed to be warmer closer to the freezing point. So,
AZ said Paul and Paul is a good name for a law office. It's Paul and Paul and Associates.
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah, Paul is like,
Yeah.
That happens, JD.
yeah. Oh, Curtis says, "Oh yeah, back to work. Rain, snow mix outside."
Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's out in the northwest United States, and they've been getting a lot of rain and stuff out there. But I think the northwest gets a lot of rain.
Now the question is did JD get that on camera? Was he
Okay.
recording?
Yeah, he said he did. He it was recording and he did get it. He just has to edit it, I think.
And if you do post that, and then if you don't mind, I'd like to show it on Jim's channel tonight. If you have it up today.
I know that JD is going to work today. He's got some work to do, but maybe he'll get to editing it.
Yeah, because we always like to, especially on Jim's channel, we always like to like study crash videos and see what it did and stuff like that. Just to look at it. Because you can learn from stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
That'd
Another,
make a good short for him too. Probably get some views.
another day in the books. I can cross off on Monday.
Okay. AZ Drone Dude said that Zero Robotics contacted him for the return of the V-copter. Huh. So what did they say there, AZ?
Yeah. Did they just say that it was returned, or did they give an explanation?
See what they
Yeah,
should have done. If they already knew it was being returned, they should send out another one right away.
They should have sent one right away.
Yeah. No, Mike said it snowed in Florida. It said on news. Yeah, I seen that. They had a 40-degree temperature drop.
Hmm.
What was it, cold there, Justin?
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like 50 degrees and it's blowing the wind outside. It's pretty cold. I mean,
Yeah.
for around here it is at least. Cause it's been in the coldest it's been in the past week or two has been like maybe down to 60. And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden yesterday, it just got super cold.
The AZ drone dude said his last name was missing in the shipping address, so they did turn around and send it back.
Apparently your guys' cold weather farted a little cloud down here towards us.
You're freaking right. You wanted to share it.
It's like get a little taste of this.
So JD, you're gonna sit there and make us wait until next Monday? Oh, jeez.
Can't believe, I still am amazed that they, the last name was missing in the shipping address. And so they didn't deliver it.
Like, who cares? They should have just delivered it anyway. That's so
Yeah, you
stupid.
know, if you have a correct address, what the hell does the name have to do with it?
And legally, I could change my name to just one name. So how do they know that's not his correct name?
Yeah, exactly.
If I want to name myself frickin' Wax Paper, I can do that and make it all one name. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, JD, that sounds like JD says he might edit it with just the crash, cut out all the other stuff with the
Yeah.
with the loss of signal.
Now, come on, JD. That takes like 10 minutes. Don't make us wait till Monday. I could do that about 10 minutes on my phone. Come on now.
Oh, nothing on there. Okay, cool. So where's the other one?
We don't need no color grading on that. We just want to see the crash.
Uh,
Hey, Paul,
Yes, Dave.
I'm gonna go get some to eat. I'll be back in a little while.
Okay, Dave, you get your nutrients.
Okay,
okay.
You gotta charge the batteries periodically.
yeah.
Okay, there you go. There, JD said, "Look, I'll try and edit and post it private." No, Homeland Security blacklisted it. Huh? Wow.
You know, and government strikes again, don't they? It's like,
I'm just teasing you, JD. You can do whatever
No.
you want.
No, get down.
If
Yep.
there is no last name in the international. But that's what I said though. What if you're legally only had one name? Because you
well,
could do
yeah,
that.
some people's last names is James or Robert, you know,
Yeah.
that could be a last name, you know?
Well, legally, I don't even think you technically have to have a first and last name though, do you?
Yeah.
You
And-
could just have one long name if you
What?
wanted.
Gotta go outside.
And AZ, your first name is David, as I recall.
Uh-huh.
There was a family here that their last name was David, Ellen David. And she owned a great big bar restaurant in town.
Curtis Start said, I'm gonna change my name to McLovin. JD said, morning, McLovin.
That's it.
Well, do you know what that's from though? It was from a movie about, let's say about 10 years ago. And the kid gets a fake ID and the last name is McLovin. But that's the only name that was on the ID. It was just McLovin. And so his friends get all pissed off because they don't think the ID is going to work.
Yeah.
And then that's like been like a cult thing ever since.
Well, you know, with picture ID, like for entrance to a bar and stuff like that, and that's what younger people wanted. They look at the picture and they look at the date of birth. They don't even read the name, address, or any of that kind of stuff.
Yep, JD Superbad was the name of the movie. And what's up, Ron?
Hey,
Ron's in the
Ron,
house.
good morning, buddy. How are you doing? People been asking about how Ron's doing.
I tell you, every time he goes on one of those damn adventures and then Matt starts following it like a vlog, people get into it.
Oh, yeah.
Ron goes on these crazy adventures, and even my wife will watch the show to follow Ron. What Ron's
Well,
doing.
I think he's added, we were talking about McLovin. I think Ron has added hot tub,
Yeah. Yeah.
hot springs.
But that's like when he goes to Sturgis and he goes on all these little adventures.
Yeah.
And what happens is he'll either live stream it on Matt's or Jim's show, and then everybody follows him. And he always gets into these crazy little stories and like the whole hot tub thing.
Yeah.
And then
Eh,
Lynn
lot
was
of-
just asking about you the other day, Ron. Have you heard from Ron?
Yeah, I seen a picture on Facebook. Now, it had Ron's name on it. It had a picture of a bison all covered in snow. I don't know if he took that or what, but man, oh man, that was a cool picture.
Yep.
the Chinese English is funny. They're asking for an email. Can you send us a set of last name, please?
Set of last name, please.
I love when you get like products from China and in the manual, it will be like the English will be completely broken. And you tell whoever was typing up the manual for that product didn't know how to speak English.
Right.
It's like, that's like these like scam artists over in India. You think they would just pay a couple of us Americans a handsome amount to come over there and run the phone lines for them? You know what I'm saying? You think you'd be more likely to get people to sign up for car warranties if I call them.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
the thing is it's almost got to a point now. It's like when you hear, and I don't mean to sound like this to sound like racist or mean, but it's like when you hear an Indian voice or that accent, you almost just automatically assume it's a scam and you just want to hang up. And unfortunately, that's the way people are. You know what I'm saying? There's so
and,
many.
and the other thing that's humorous is, they have a thick accent and they introduce themselves as Jim
Yeah.
or Bob or
I'm Paul from Michigan.
yeah. Chinglish. Yeah. That's, yeah, it's
Actually, I was here the day before yesterday morning he said that he got them, didn't he? Or they were on the way. They were supposed to be delivered. AZ, what he wrote in the chat. Because I think he was on here yesterday morning and he said they were supposed to be delivered yesterday, right?
yep.
Yeah, I remember that. So he actually got them. That's cool. I mean, they look like they were well built from the pictures and everything. I'd love to hold one in my hand. I actually like the look of them. I thought the price was a little high on them, but other than that, I mean, I would buy one. I'd still buy one if I had the extra money. Like I said, the biggest thing I liked about the Alltel minis or nanos, whatever you want to call them, was the fact that they have better obstacle avoidance and they have the sensors all around it and everything, where the mini didn't have that.
Paul, I sent you a little private thing.
I wish the I'm hoping if they come out with the Mini 3, it's going to have the obstacle avoidance sensors on at least the front and back. And you know what I was thinking about obstacle avoidance sensors the other day? I was thinking about, would they have a better view around the drone if they put them at the ends of the arms, like the legs,
Yeah.
instead of on the body itself? You know what I'm saying? Like put them,
Yep.
put them like right here.
Yep.
I wonder if that would give it a bet, like it would keep it from getting too close to like a tree limb or something.
Who knows? Who knows? Hey, did you see what AZ sent you in the chat?
Who?
Justin.
Yeah.
Oh, about the nano and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Because he said it
Yeah.
was real quality.
The carbon fiber arms in the light, huh?
Yeah, it really lightens them up, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Exporting the crash video now. All right, that a boy.
His
Okay,
Ron's
Ron.
favorite adventure. He sent a link.
Yeah, I gotta go take a look at this right now. It's springtime in Yellowstone.
Don't be modest. We all know it was the women in the hot tub, Ron. That was your
Yeah,
second favorite.
the hot springs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like I said, he was on the show when he was showing the background. He's like, look at the scenery. And all I saw was this woman in a bikini getting out of the hot tub. And I was like, oh crap, there's a mountain back there. But it was a really cool area. Like, oh my
Okay,
God.
Curtis, thanks for popping in, and you have a great day.
Later, Curtis.
yep, yeah. You saved the world for us. Yep.
Hey, Ron, I was curious because you said you could fly there where you were at the hot springs. Did you end up getting any drone footage over there? Because he said he was 5 miles outside the park, so he was able to fly right there.
Yeah.
Because man, that was some beautiful scenery with that mountain range behind him.
Yeah, I'm watching that video that Ron put out. It's hard to believe. All that beautiful area and everything else, you only got like 30 likes. But it had 352 views. Holy shit. But wow.
It just sucks you can't fly in Yellowstone, man. It's so nice.
Yeah.
I think that's so stupid. Like, if they're gonna put rules on flying in the parks, and then what they should do is at least let you come in. And if you have all the proper registration, your trust test, you should be able to show that to them and pay a small fee to get a temporary like permit to fly in the park.
Yeah.
That way they know who's flying in the park, and then if something happens, they know who to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
I know it's early yet, but usually right after Christmas you hear about a lot of freaking, people got drones for Christmas, and they're doing stupid things and stuff, but I haven't heard it this much this year.
Well, the weather hasn't been that good across the country.
Yeah.
Even if it's clear, it's really windy.
Yeah.
And you would hope that common sense
Uncommon
would
Yeah.
tell them not to fly in high winds if you're new to the drone flying.
Yeah. Huh. Usually you hear a lot more though,
Well, the night of Christmas Day here, like I said, somebody was flying their drone over my neighborhood. It looked like an Air 2 or Air 2S.
You never did find out who it was, did you?
I never did. I haven't seen it in the air since then, and I was hoping I was going to see somebody flying it because I wanted to go meet them and see who it was, and maybe I'd have somebody to fly with around here
And maybe it was just somebody
visiting.
or doing. They might have been doing real estate photography too.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I didn't think it was that was because it was the day of Christmas. It was like at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it could have been somebody visiting somebody.
And they didn't and the reason why I think it may have been somebody that was a new flyer was because they didn't go very far. They were circling over
Could you tell what it was that was?
it looked like an Air 2 or Air 2S
Okay.
from what I could see. But they were only circling over the neighborhood. They didn't go very far, and our neighborhood altogether is maybe a half a mile in width. Not
Yeah.
that long. It's not that big. So they were only circling around. Like I said, I watched it for a couple minutes. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see who that is. Because it would only took me 10 minutes to drive around my whole neighborhood and figure out who it was.
Yeah.
They had it down before I got the chance to find them. Like I said, I haven't seen him put it back up since then, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to get up with people locally that fly, and Cause on my TikTok account, I've had like 6 or 7 people reach out to me. They're like, "Oh, I live in Winter Haven where you're at. I live over here near this lake." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. You want to meet up?" And then they just never respond. I'm like, okay. And that's
The
happened to me 6 or 7 times. So
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, the other question I had, Ron, was, from your videos, where you were sitting out there and it was, the weather wasn't the greatest and you didn't know whether or not to go back to the hot springs or whatever. Did you get any good weather while you were there, or was it pretty much not so good weather?
Well, he said the weather didn't permit him to fly for the rest of the week when he was up there. So
Yeah,
from what I remember, the couple of days that he did go live on a couple of shows, I remember him saying something that it was pretty like snowy and stuff up there, like blizzard type conditions. Because he said he was going on Mel's show, and he said within a 20-minute period, he told Mel, "I'll be on in like." Mel was like, "I'll be on in like 20 minutes." He's like, "Oh, cool, I'll show you around." But within that 20 minutes, it went from calm and like almost clear skies to almost a blizzard-like condition within like a
Right.
20-30 minute period.
Hey, Herman, how you doing? I hope the holidays were good for you. I know that Wednesday night is those guys at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, US, and Herman will be hosting.
What's up, Herman?
He and Novice Quads. They've put up a couple of videos this last week, so good. I know Herman's flying the new Mavic 3.
I have no desire to buy that drone at all.
Well, it has a certain purpose and a certain value, but I don't, even though I'm licensed commercially, I don't record that high a quality. What you get off like the Air 2S, or even the Mavic 2 Pro is plenty for me. And the reason that I side with the Air 2S is the zoom capabilities.
Well, let's be honest, 50% of people that bought the 3 only bought it because it was the newest drone.
Yeah.
They didn't really need it.
After that night, the weather was cat crap for the next 3 to 4 days, Ron said.
you want to see the new drone that I'm gonna be getting?
Yeah.
Yeah, here, I'll show it to you here.
Like I said, put up a sign 863 looking for lost drone pilots.
There you go, Paul.
The Paw Patrol.
That's a good one.
No, tell
Yeah.
JD, since he crashed his Mini 2 so quickly, we're putting him in that temporarily until we feel like he's ready to fly.
Little Llama Laura, how you doing?
Hey, Laura, good morning.
Good morning, Laura.
What's up, Laura?
Why does it matter why anybody buys any trouble?
Hmm?
Why does anybody matter?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Buy what you want. It's like some people have multiple drones. I've done that. Just because I wanted to, and that's what's great. It's like
Yeah.
what you want to do, what you want to fly.
Mhm.
Although I will say, Herman, you're famous for flying the Phantom series.
Yeah.
You will be well known for flying the Phantom, because you got some great shots with the Phantom.
But this is my thing though, right? Is if any other company were to release a drone like the Mavic 3 and all the problems it's been having, they would have got scolded for it. And everybody else has been like babying DJI. Oh, they'll fix it. They'll do this. They should have never released it like that. I mean, that's the whole thing is like people are buying it knowing that it's at the moment is not that great of a drone. I mean, let's be honest, it's really not. It's had a lot of issues, and I know everybody that has one's going to try to defend it and say it's not.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, there's tons of videos out there showing it having tons of issues. I mean, look at the problem that Dennis Lovelady had with it.
Mm.
It shot out what like a I don't remember how many feet it was, but it shot out so far and did a bunch of weird crap when it did the return to home. But I'm not downing anybody for buying it. I'm just saying there's a lot of DJI fanboys that buy every new latest thing that they release. I'm not one of those people. I like to wait and let all the bugs get worked out before I purchase something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to have the latest and greatest, but you know, and even though I'm all DJI, you know, Autel has kind of piqued my interest a little bit, right? So, yeah.
I mean, but it's just my personal opinion on the whole thing. But I mean, it doesn't. Everybody has their own opinion on it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're one of those people that likes to buy the newest and greatest thing, I mean, that's just what you like to do.
now.
Yeah, it's all in the comfort, your comfort zone, and fly what you like what you fly,
I'm one of those people that's just wary about buying new things without letting it get some tests out in the public for a while. Like that's because that's you see a lot of that with the gaming industry too. They release these gaming consoles like the PS, like when the Xbox One came out and the Xbox 360, there was a lot of issues with them. And then 6 months down the line, they'll release a new model addressing all those issues, and that's a good time to start buying into it.
Yeah.
But you see that a lot with the gaming industry is just like they'll come out with 1 or 2 models after the first release before they start finally getting all those bugs worked out.
Ron's looking to get the Autel Nano Plus because he thinks it'd be great to have while on the motorcycle, And that's the thing is a lot, I bought the Mini, the Mini 2 because I had the Mini 1 and sold it, buy and sell. That's the thing, you get into buying and selling. But the Mini 2 has a place sitting over here. If I want to fly something that's not real intrusive, that's quiet, that's smaller, and it still handles and has some good video.
Mike, I swear he loves that Air 2S.
But you get a person like AZ Drone Dude. Let me see, what drone am I going to take out today? Like got so many drones, you got to figure out which one you want to take out that day, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you can have too many as far as I'm concerned, because you end up hardly using any of them. But
Well, AZ's kind of unique in my book. I think he's not only he likes to fly, but I think he just likes to collect them.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
one of
no,
those people like to, yeah.
I don't, I got nothing against, him having all those drones, but Jesus.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
I just kind of going, okay, what drone should I take out today, right?
I think he just enjoys the collection of them and all that
Well,
stuff.
There's also the fact that you get really skilled. One of the things I find in my case is I'm so used to flying DJI drones. If I were handed another controller for another drone, there's a learning curve because it isn't the same buttons. It isn't the same reactions, all those kinds of things. And I just don't like the change.
Mia's going nuts.
Yeah, you got to learn it's not so much the drones, each program, how to, program, each drone, right? So,
I'm gonna pull up JD's video. He shared it.
all
Yeah.
right.
Let me
Okay,
pull it up
cool.
here and I'll share it.
Uh,
Let's go
Oh,
full
okay.
screen and share.
Yep, I'm just watching it right now. Oh, okay. Oh, that hurt. Oh, he got a gimbal chick too. Oh, okay.
Man, is that sped up, JD?
Boom.
Ooh, yeah, he went right into the.
Was he the gimbal chick?
Oh man.
Okay.
Now was that sped up, JD? Because it looked kind of really fast. Like you sped the video
Well, he
up.
was flying in sport mode. And also, when you shared it, did you click the 2 boxes below the video?
Why did you not see it?
I saw it, but if you don't click those 2 boxes below the video, it will on the screen.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the 2 boxes smooth it out. They're just little boxes below when you go to screen
Oh,
share.
he was just, oh, okay. Yeah, it went sideways into that building, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, what happened was he saw he was getting close to the building and it was still moving forward, and he turned the drone.
Oh, sometimes it don't take much to get disorientated. I know, like, even like that job I got to do today, you got to be so careful. There's so many trees around. I can't be, ripping around, right? You got to be really, really careful.
Yeah, yeah, we're all kind of waiting for AZ to give us. He gave us a preliminary on the nanos that he received. I think he got them yesterday, didn't he, Paul?
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And he says they also have care refresh on the Autels too, $149 after activation.
They call it Altel Care now. Okay. That's a good name for it. Altel Care now.
$149 after activation. Huh. Hey, JD said it looked like it was stuttering. You get what they call that camera shake, but anyways, yeah, could be the gimbal screwed up too.
Now, what did it actually do to it, JD? Did it like break the arms or anything? Or
Just one arm
okay.
and the prop.
I was
You
gonna
hit
say because sometimes if you hit them and it just jars the camera but doesn't do any damage, sometimes you can pop the camera back in and it'll work.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple people do that where all it did was dislodge the camera a little bit, and they reached in and kind of just pushed on it real easy, and it pops back in,
Pop back in, yeah.
and then everything worked fine after that.
Mm.
But he busted an arm off. Yeah, he's got to send that in. And you could also learn, like, after you use if you end up using up all your care refresh, there's a lot of guys out there that show you how to replace arms and stuff.
Yeah.
QC guy does a lot of mini repairs. He's got a bunch of videos that show you how to do it, and the arms are really not that. The arms and the shells for those things are pretty inexpensive. They're really not that bad. See, I don't want to do all that with the Mini 2 because there's issues with the camera and everything else, and it's far beyond my level of fixing it. And I feel like it's going to cost as much as just to buy the drone by itself to fix it. Because just to buy the drone alone is $300. I feel like that's about how much it would cost if I like had QC guy or somebody fix it for me.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to bother doing it.
Yeah, I think the one arm that JD's talking about probably is the actual point of initial contact with the building.
Yeah, that building was
Because
brick.
when you look at the video, it was headed towards the building and then it turned at the last minute. And this is the arm, the right front arm is the one that broke right at the knuckle.
Well, and
Yeah.
let's face it, those blades for the minis are not very strong to begin with. They're
Yeah.
very flimsy. Cause like the Air 2 during the drone meetup last year, oh man, well, I go to that camera. All right, here we go with the stupid camera issues again. There we go. Yeah, because last year when I went to the drone meetup, I went by a tree.
You're, yeah, I was gonna say, we don't see you.
You flash on and off.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
There you go.
I was flying and my
No, you're
well anyway, one of
off.
my blades,
Don't put your
barely-
drone near the camera.
yeah. One of the blades barely nicked a little tiny tree branch and it chewed it up pretty good. And I didn't realize it till I got home. I didn't even know I hit the tree until I got home and started looking at the video.
Right.
And I realized that I nicked a little branch when I was going by the tree. I thought I'd cleared it, and it wasn't a very, like, I saw the branch coming in the video and I just barely nicked it, but it chewed up the blade pretty good. It don't take much to damage those blades.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's why it's good to have you get yourself some extras for when that situation happens.
Hey, anybody in the panel, if you want to jump on, up at the top of the chat is the link.
Yeah.
So Ron, I don't know if you're at work or at home or whatever. You're more than welcome.
I know it. I haven't checked yet. I better check my iPad right back.
I got tons of extra blades in here for the Mini 1, the Mini 2, and the Air 2. I got probably 4 or 5 sets for each one. I got like 3 or 4 cables for each drone. I said I like redundancy. I hate not having something if I need it.
Pretty sure I shut it off, but just want to make sure I got enough to use my iPad for today. In case I need to charge it up before I go
I
this
think I
afternoon.
might need to get myself a new web camera.
Yeah, I haven't heard any Autel reviews on the Nano Plus that were negative. You know, they all were positive, and which is good.
Oh, 96%. Okay.
Yeah, if you don't have to fix it yourself, don't do it, JD. Just send it in. You already got the camera fresh.
Yeah.
That's
gotta-
just like I said, that's just really if you want to look at doing stuff like that yourself is when you run out of it or you just don't have camera fresh anymore.
Well, JD just became the poster child of the week for Care Refresh.
Well, that's what he said. He said that the drone that Paul showed a minute ago, the Paw Patrol one,
Yeah,
he said that's the shame drone.
that's a
That's what
shame.
that's what I said. We're gonna put him in there until we think he's ready to put his big boy pants back on.
Oh, yeah.
But we all do it. I mean, I ran into a damn light pole, so with nothing else in the entire area, so I don't feel bad.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, you gotta feel comfortable and get used to, because you got to get rid of the initial anxiety of flying a drone or a new drone anyway. Once you get in your comfort level, you shouldn't have too many problems as long as you're just keeping track of where you're flying, what's in the area, what are the pitfalls
Yeah.
of that particular area. Now, Paul, he goes and flies real estate. So every place he goes, he's got to be extra careful because he's not used to the area.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I like to, Google map and, see what I'm gonna deal with before I even get there. Like one
Yeah,
of the
don't-
problems, one of the
Not
problems
bad.
I'm gonna run into today is where to park, It's on a fairly busy road, so I don't want my truck in the picture and
Is there any driveways across the street to where you could go out, walk up and say, oh, can I park there for a few minutes? And
it might have to be, but I think actually what I should do is go pull it up, but, I think there's a long-term care right there. I think right across the street, if I'm right.
oh, okay,
Big parking lot, if I'm right. Okay.
that would be nice.
Yeah.
Hey, JD, if you think you got it bad, you didn't hear the story about when Jim landed his matrice in the top of a 60-foot palm
No,
tree
no, it sounds-
and had to rent a bucket truck to get it down.
yeah,
Talking about landing a $12,000-15,000 drone in the top of a tree.
yeah. No, that's down the road a little bit. Okay, yeah. Didn't care. Yeah.
Ron knows about that whole story.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear that story, Paul?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Looking at it afterwards, you can kind of chuckle.
Yeah.
But
But that's a lot of money up in that tree.
yeah,
That's what would scare me about a drone that expensive, man. I would have anxiety every time I threw that damn thing in there. Although, I mean, most people that fly those expensive drones that are that expensive usually have insurance on them anyway, but still, you never really want to crash your drone, you know?
yeah. Well, especially if it's your first drone or second drone, and you're buying DJI, or no matter who it is, if they offer offer you the insurance, the replacement insurance, it's worth. You got to figure that into the cost. And you got to do it. You got to go for it.
Mhm.
And the other thing I tell everybody when they get their first drone, open area, low and slow.
Oh, yeah.
See, I didn't do that with the Mini One. I went high and fast. But
Hey,
I always,
the
If you
tank
want
leader-
to smash up drone, just buy an FPV. That's easy enough. You just
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Frank. How you doing?
what's up, Frank?
Frank, I hope you're feeling better. I know that you've been, the COVID has been affecting members of your family and yourself.
I have this big open park. I always take new drones to fly for the first time. Cause I don't fly them in my neighborhood like that. Unless I know the drone really well, like I'm comfortable flying it.
Frank, if you want to pop in for a few minutes, we'd love to have you. Up at the top of the chat is the link. You just click on that and come on in. There he comes.
there he comes, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Good
Hey
morning.
guys,
Good
Yeah,
yeah, I
morning.
am feeling better.
Good. Yeah, we still hear a little nasally, but yes, you're
Yeah, a
doing
little
good.
bit. I was just sneezing a little while ago, but it's not as bad as it was. But it was really weird because I went through all the phases of different colds, so
yeah.
it was weird.
Well, good.
One day was
We're glad to see you're on the mend.
oh yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was hearing fly a drone low. You were saying to when you start fly it low and slow.
Low and slow.
Yeah, but in your mind, or in my mind, if ever I fly a drone, it's like 363. Sorry, 863. Justin, yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
I would rather go high and fast because there's nothing in your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason the low and slow is for practicing is you understand the idea of depth perception. We're not born with the depth perception. So when you're low and slow, you're getting used to turning it slow. And the other thing that new flyers don't get is when the drone is facing toward you, the controls are backwards. Forward
Yeah.
is now backwards, left is now right, right is now left. And you want to get that memory reflux capacity so that you don't, because when you're flying, you don't want to have to think about it, Frank, you know?
Mhm.
You want to keep it smooth movements, but yeah, high and fast is fun too. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's just like us when we drive the radio control cars. When you're driving towards you, you got to remember that it's
Yeah,
a different way. And I keep telling the people, stop standing behind your truck, go in front of your truck. But now I realize a little bit why people stand behind, because that's what they're used to driving.
right.
But when you drive those truck or on the trail truck or on a competition on rocks or whatever, you got to know where your wheels are. So you got to be looking at the front. But when you're looking at the front, everything is reversed. So it kind of screws you off.
Yeah, exactly. And that, you know, that takes a little bit. I mean, even as much as I fly, there's times like when I'm coming in for a landing and I'm coming straight towards me, coming down. And let's say I want to move it a little bit closer to me. My mind automatically switches to, like, if I'm sitting in the cockpit, it's right stick as if I want to go right. It isn't left stick. It isn't, you know. So yeah, and those are all things that you learn over time. That, you know, if you come in toward you and now it's off to your right and it's hovering over here, you know, and let's say if you go right, it's going to come towards you. If you go left, it's away from you. And
Yeah. And one thing I never understood is in the helicopters that I've drove before or drones is why the hell is up down and down is actually up. So when you're flying, if you push the joystick up, you'd think it'd go up, but no, it goes down. What the heck is up with that? It's crazy.
Yeah. So how's the weather out there, Frank? Is it doing a good or?
-8 right now and cloudy. It was -15 yesterday. I think that's what it is going to be today, but it is really going to go down to 0 Celsius by Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah, this is the time of year. Two things bug me. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't understand why all the old people wanted to go south for the winter, but now I kind of get it. But the other thing that bothers the hell out of me is the small amount of sunlight we have. You know, it's like it gets light at 8 o'clock and it gets dark at 5 o'clock. You know, and it's,
well, it was just like yesterday. Oh, sorry. I was in my office and I stopped working at 5 and I got upstairs and I go, wow, it's dark outside. Like it's getting dark. It was crazy. Spent all day in the office.
Well, I never understood is why do these snowbirds want to come down here just for the winter? Why not just move down here? I don't see the point in going back and forth. That seems like a big old pain in itself.
But see, the point being is as you get older, you're not going to be able to handle humidity of the kind of nature that you guys are used to, like you do. Because when I moved to Kansas City for, I was there about 2.5, 3 years. In the summertime, it was just ungodly. It was ungodly hot compared to, in the wintertime, ungodly cold, you know? And
yeah, but to me, it's like either just pick which one you think is the worst and just deal with it.
Best of both worlds are, Justin, is if you get to have it the best of both worlds. Okay, in the wintertime, it's not so cold. In the summertime, it's not so ungodly hot, you know?
I know. I feel like the going back and forth though is just kind of. I wouldn't want to deal with 2 houses and all that.
If you have a big pocketbook, it's not a big deal.
But wow, like from around here, well, be Canadian, you're only allowed to stay down there so long, right?
Yeah.
But most Canadians only have a trailer, you know.
Trailer, motorhome, or
Yeah. You know, like they I know you know, guys that used to go down all the time, the old guys, but you know, they didn't pay very much for a trailer. You know, they just had to pay mostly just for, you know, having the trailer in the lot down there.
Parking for the lot.
They don't want you rowdy.
Yeah, and you go to some parks.
Just they didn't want you
all
Canadians down there.
Yeah.
They don't want you guys down here for more than a couple months.
Yeah, Paul's got to fly today.
Yeah, real estate job.
Real
yeah.
estate. Yeah, and he's been looking at the maps, aerial maps, to see where to park his car, and because he said it's on a busy street, busy road, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on a fairly busy road. I was just trying to figure out where to park, but I should. They have a really wide sidewalk there, so, but it's like road sidewalk, so I should be able to get off the road enough just
Yeah.
beyond this place there, so I don't get my truck in the pictures, right? So,
Well, use that program you have and just crop your truck
Yep.
out.
yeah, well, I've done that lots of times.
So you're gonna fly the Phantom today, or?
I'm taking both with me, but
Yeah.
I'm right there at Port Stanley. Maybe I'll go down and fly along the lake too or something, see what it's like. If it's not too windy.
Yeah, it's sunny here, and the wind is not up yet, because I'm looking across the street and the flags are just kind of lufting, you know.
Yeah.
But they say by 10 or 11 o'clock, it's gonna start picking up.
I get what you're saying, AZ.
Now it's back to work for me. Can't
Oh,
wait
is
to be retired.
back to work. Now, can you work from home, or do you have to go in?
No, I'm working from home. I've been working from home for a little over a year now.
Oh, okay, okay. Because
Did go back to the office
went-
once or twice.
Yeah, that's what I was mistaken. I didn't know how often, because on a couple of times you said, yeah, you had to go into the office for a meeting or something.
Well, I went into town to meet up with clients also at their place and their boardrooms and things like that, because I'm a designer and an engineer, designer. I design boardrooms and video conferencing system for people that own businesses.
Right.
So I have to go there and see the room and see what it is and put the system together and tell them it's going to cost you $100,000.
What's up, Maria? Or Marie? Sorry.
Have you ever, Frank, since you're into designing conferencing, I would imagine that includes the equipment and stuff. Have you ever thought about going and installing security systems too, or in other words, like the PTZ cameras, the outdoor ones that pan?
Yeah, we do sell some of them from Panasonic and a bunch of different brands, but that market is so cutthroat for security system that people give everything for free. You make money a little bit on labor, but that's about it. So there is people that actually specialize just in that. So we let them do that, and we just concentrate on video conferencing.
Well, I've just noticed the recent onslaught of every community, every place in the world now is putting up live cameras.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
It's like you can dial in if you want to see Fort Lauderdale, you can dial in. If you want to see Montreal, you can dial in. Toronto.
Well, it's been so easy to get them also, the Pan-Tilt Zoom, and actually put them on the web and install them yourself. So it unless it's part of a big building security system, it's not worth for a business to actually take care of it, other than selling the stuff. But the online market is so aggressive for pricing. You have to have an online presence to give a good price and to give stuff, not away, sell stuff.
And for the PTZ, let's say a small community wants to have a one on the main street, or whatever. Used to have a wall full of equipment to do that. Now it's just in a keyboard with a joystick and controller, and you can set the auto so that it just pans on its own and does its own thing.
Well, look how many companies are getting involved in their own security systems too, like Google Nest, and you got
Yep.
Ring, and I mean, it's there, it's the market's saturated with security systems that you can go out and purchase yourself.
Yeah,
They're
and that's
very
basically for
inexpensive.
home. That's
Right.
basically for home, but I see a lot of businesses getting home system for their
Mhm.
business.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like I was in a
Because
doctor's office the other day and they actually had the whole Google Nest system that you'd buy for your house. It's what they were using in their doctor's office.
yeah, the application sometimes makes sense. It all depends where it is and how big your business is.
Yeah, so
But a
if you're
Google
like,
Nest is perfect for small business like that, or even hairdressers. And then the
Right.
people at home can go check their business and make sure everything is right through the internet, and it's pretty easy to set up.
well, yeah, because you're talking about like a small real estate office. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the same as a house. So it's like they don't need to go out and spend $20,000 or what some crazy amount on a security system from ADT. They can go on the Google or Amazon and buy $1,000 system or $2,000 system and wire up their whole building.
Well, where I think the security business really started to evolve a lot is when everything went to IP. Like a lot of cameras now are everything IP, and all the businesses, you have network going through the whole building. So how easy is it now to actually put a camera there, run it to the server room, and
Yep.
connect it? Because before you used to have a big receiver, and you used to have a coax cable, like the old cable, the bigger cable, running
Right.
from one camera all the way up to the receiver, and that was the one, the distributor hub. So nothing was networkable. So it was way more expensive back then to implement it, but now it's way easier to implement a security system via IP with PoE. Also, it's just crazy, and the resolution now that you get out of those cameras are just amazing.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this camera right here is about 5 miles away, 3 miles away, and I used to be an operator with this camera, and all I did was just hooked it into my system and had the link to operate it, and I just plug in a joystick into my computer, and I could pan, tilt, zoom in, out, and everything.
Cool.
You know, the years ago, you had to be hardwired, didn't you?
Yep.
Well, everything's wireless now too. I mean, look at like when he was talking about the home security systems, everybody can just go right on their phone and fully control everything, move their cameras around,
Yeah, with
talk
an
to
app.
people. Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can buy a $1,000 system and your 16-year-old kid can wire your whole house within, just a couple hours and probably set it all up for you and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
When Wi-Fi, the power plug came out, I used to have fun with that because I used to turn on and off the lights at home with my phone. So I was at work and I was turning off and on the lights and showing
Yep.
people, look, I'm turning on and off the lights. And all of a sudden I get a phone call. I go, are you playing with the lights again?
Yeah, and here's, I've got these cameras all over my house, and the quality of it is really good. And the camera, I think, is like $129,
Mhm.
and it just runs through my local network.
Mhm. You don't have to run all those wire. Like you can
Nope.
still buy the wired home security systems, but I mean, if you spend a little bit of extra money, you can get the wireless, and then you just, put your
Right.
bracket up,
Right.
screw the camera on, and you're ready to go. You don't have to run no cables through your
Yeah,
house, nothing.
Exactly.
And then you just charge it. And then if you buy the ones like the ones I was looking at were like 120, I think. And then if you spent like an extra 25, $30, you got the little solar panel set up for it. And then it just kept it charged all the time. You didn't have to sit there and worry about recharging the batteries every 3-4 months.
Mhm.
So I mean and it was a 360, like it moved 360 and it did the tilt and everything, and it was only like 120, $130 for it.
Cool.
Really nice dome setup. Ah, crap.
Yep, and everything is changing. Frank, what do you see the future of electronics in the area in which you're working, or in general, going forward from today?
Well, it's hard to say. Wireless is playing a big feature, a big part in it. But for me, a lot of people go wireless, but I tell them, listen, wireless is not reliable because there's so many different signal out there, especially for microphones or even cameras. You're better off having a wired microphone or wired camera just for reliability. But I see a lot of people going wireless because in businesses, because they say, hey, I can do it at home, or they have an app. They go, well, I can do this at home. How come I can't do it in my boardroom? In other words, how come I can't do that?
Right.
So it's wireless to me is a big key feature, but until they make it more reliable, but everything is being saturated with wireless signal. Go even at your home. You search for Bluetooth or you search for wireless signal.
See everybody in the neighborhood.
Yeah, depending on the neighborhood you are, there's a lot of them.
You know, and the saturation of the electronic signals is just astounding, because now they've got cars wired wirelessly. You know, it's like internet. And I go down along the water. I don't have an issue with it, but I'm also very cognizant of the fact that I look down the row of cars and I'm thinking, and the majority of them are sitting there either looking at a phone or their car has wireless. I see them with the screen on the dash, you know, and
Well, all Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeeps, all theirs are standard now. They're actual Wi-Fi hotspots themselves. The cars themselves are. You can now. That's crazy expensive if you buy the packages, but you can actually turn your car into a Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that their phone gives them that feature and they're already paying for it. So why pay for another service for your car when you can actually turn your mobile device into a hotspot for yourself and you're already paying for it? Like, I don't get it sometimes.
Well, I get 10 gigs a month on mine. Honestly, I never use it because I'm always home on the, the home Wi-Fi.
But like even this computer here, I'm hardwired. I don't deal with the Wi-Fi stuff, right? But like Frank was saying, no, you go pull up your Wi-Fi on your iPad or your phone or whatever, and there's about 10 or 15 of them on there. There's all your neighbors, right?
Yep.
There's so many signals around.
I like the funny Wi-Fi names you run across sometimes. You'd be going down the road and it'd be like Spectrum, Big Daddy, Spectrum. People will give their Wi-Fi names the stupidest names, but sometimes you run across some funny ones. Or you get the people that put FBI, like it's going to keep somebody from trying to hack their Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, I think that the future, we don't know what the future is going to be, but it's got to get better, Frank. I agree with you. Now, Frank, do you fly a drone?
I have a DJI Spark, and I bought another one with goggles. It's for racing, but it's a very small one. Last year, just before winter hit. But I never tried it yet. I was just too busy, and I got sick. I just got like tired.
Was it the Tiny Hawk?
Yeah, it's not Tiny Hawk, but anyways, I did show it a while back, but I never drove it yet. So
yeah,
I just got to do it.
Yeah, the FPV portion I've stayed away from because I fly by myself, and according to my commercial license, if I'm going to be wearing goggles, I have to have a spotter.
Yeah.
So I just have kind of strayed away from that.
You know what system I want to see on a drone is kind of similar to the system like the F-35 uses, where you're able to put on goggles and be able to look and actually see all around the drone.
They have that available. Epson has it.
Hubson?
Epson.
Oh, Epson.
The electronic company, they have little glasses like this, and it puts what the screen.
No. I'm saying I want to be able to see the camera all the way around the drone. So the drone would have to have multiple cameras built around it. So you could
Oh.
literally look inside goggles and and
Yeah.
you'd be able to look down through the drone up above it.
get
A full heads-up display, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Cause like that, yeah, cause like the F-35, that's the way their heads-up display works. When the pilot looks down, he actually sees right through the floor of the plane. Like the floor's not there. And like when he looks behind him, the plane's not there, but he can see all the way around him. That's what I'm saying. That'd be cool to have a system like that built onto a drone where you could wear goggles and be able to look any direction and be able to see what's going.
That probably is coming.
All right, guys, I got a couple things to go do, so I'll be
Hey,
talking to you guys
Frank,
later.
thanks for coming in and giving us an update. Everybody's been wondering how you're doing with your health and wishing you a very merry New Year.
Sounds good. Thank you. Everything to you. Same to you. So
Have a good day, man.
Okay, Frank. He's a great guy.
I was actually watching kind of browsing through his videos the other day. He's got some interesting stuff.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does.
I try to get to people's channels as much as possible, but I'm friends with so many people on here that sometimes I feel bad because I'll be like, man, I ain't been to their channel in a while, so I'll go check out a couple
Well,
videos.
once you get a group of people that like mine, like interests, you could spend every waking hour going somewhere, looking at something or joining something or
But just the people between the people that I interact on here, Jim, Matt's channel, Adrian's, there's so many people between just those areas. Laura, you know what I'm saying? Laura's channel, you got Toyman and Go Fish. There's so many different people and so many different videos.
yeah. Well, it's like Marie S is in the chat, and Marie is a staple over on Streamtime Live. On there, and she comments and she is there, and it's just like the people that you meet online are people that you normally might have just walked past on the street.
Oh yeah. Yep, for sure. Actually, I'm just watching the locks up at the Sault Ste. Marie there.
Yeah.
Got two ships there coming in on the locks, one coming from one direction, one from the other.
Yep. Yeah. I just wish that camera was a little closer to the locks, but
Yeah.
they picked it because of the height, that it's above everything.
Yep. But the thing is, you sit here and I'm looking at it, but over on the Canadian side, you see all the steel plants over there at Sault Ste. Marie, right? See all the steam coming off of them. I just went and got a hot chocolate while the dogs were outside.
I don't think I've had hot chocolate. I don't even remember the
I
last
haven't
time I
had hot
drank one.
chocolate in a long time either, but one of the problems that I have is like when I make mashed potatoes, I use milk instead of water. And when I make the hot chocolate, I use milk instead of water,
Yep.
So, and I don't drink coffee, so I don't use milk that often. So,
Yeah.
but Lynn says that you can get milk that you just put on the shelf. It doesn't have to be refrigerated.
Oh yeah, they got them. Yeah, the special milk. It'll last quite a while, apparently.
Yeah, and she said that how did she put it? You can put it in the pantry and it just sits there, and it has an expiration date of which is like a year or two later.
Yeah.
And it very prevalent in Europe.
Well, I drink well, I'm here in Canada. Our milk comes in bags.
In bags,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, there's 3 bags in a bigger bag.
Yeah.
But the single bag, which is a liter of milk, I drink that pretty well one a day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I drink a lot of milk.
Bag milk I've only ever seen bag milk in the US is in school. We used to get the little bags, the little single servings, and we'd rip the corner off and suck it out like a Capri Sun.
Oh yeah. No, these
Well,
are
Oh.
what 1 liter bags or something they call it.
Yeah, I saw that a few months back, and actually, I think I asked you about it one day
Yeah.
on about whether that was true or not, and you were telling me
What
about it.
size is it? Is it a 2 or 3 liter bag? They also sell it in where you actually put it in you put the bag inside of like a pitcher or something, or
Yeah. That's the way I use it. It's got a picture. The bag goes in there and you just cut the corner and then just
Yep.
pour it out.
yeah.
So you don't drink coffee, you just don't like it, or you just,
Uh,
I have
Well-
never drank coffee in my life. When I was a teenager, I tried it once and that was it.
you're the first other person I've ever met like that does the same way. I've tried it, and I've given coffee so many tries, like even all the way up till recently. I've tried like all the different Starbucks cold ones, and had people make me what they said was the best coffee ever. And
No, I get my caffeine right out of the can, you know?
I can't get by that taste. I love the smell of coffee, like a fresh,
Yep.
brew of it when somebody puts or when they're grinding up the coffee beans. Oh, it smells good. But the taste, I just cannot get by that. It's disgusting to me. And everybody always thinks I'm weird. Um, like when I'll go to places and it's like a bunch of adults and they're all drinking coffee, they'll always ask me, "You want some coffee?" Now I'm good.
Mike asked you a question there, Justin.
How many days till you start work? Oh, I start on the 10th, but he actually, the boss man changed it. He is gonna have me train here locally. But yes, I was gonna take my drone originally with me. I didn't want to leave for a week because, me and my kids are really, really close. And my daughter was having my littlest one that's 7. She was having a really hard time with the thought of me leaving for a week. But I was gonna take my drone. I was a little excited about going though, just because it was a different area and I could get some drone shots. But instead, he came to me randomly and was just like, "Oh, I know you got kids or whatever, so I don't want to pull you away for a week." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I'll just have you train locally here with us." And I said, "Okay."
Good morning, Lenny. How you doing? Everything go good this morning?
Yeah. Good morning, Lan.
Lynn had a rough night, I imagine. She was scheduled to take Hosser in to have his wrist surgery redone again today.
Oh,
And I know that bothers her because as soon as she makes the turn or gets anywhere as close to the vet,
yeah.
Hoss starts whining and crying, and
Oh, yeah. He knows where he's going.
it takes 2 of them to push Hoss out of the back of the truck.
Poor dog.
Oh, and Mike, I gotta do 3 days of training on the computer here at the house before I even actually start out in the field. So from the 10th to the 12th, I think I'll be here doing training on the computer.
Yeah. What is it you're going to be doing again, Justin?
Just going around with a laser, like this laser machine, and it checks for gas leaks. It
Oh,
has this,
okay.
Underground gas lines. Yep.
yeah, it's like a meter, and then it has like a 4-foot fiber optic cable on it. It goes to a gun, a big, huge gun, and it has a laser in it. And what you do is you point the laser at the lines at the ground, like where the lines are at, and then you just scan around the meter, and it can read up to like 40 or 50 feet away.
Oh,
So like if you come up to somebody's yard and they have a dog in there, you can just reach over the fence and kind of just scan it real quick, and you're
You're
good to
looking
go.
for small leaks.
yeah.
And that's all you do. They just give you a stack of paperwork that has a bunch of neighborhoods and addresses on it, and you just start hitting them one at a time. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, yeah. Well, cool. That'd be different.
And the way he explained it to me is they do 20% every year. They do 20% of the infrastructure in our area. So within a 5-year period, they go over the infrastructure 100%. So it takes
Wow.
them 5 years to go over it 100% each time to like check it, inspect it, fix things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I got to
Hanging
notice
with
they want to.
JD Says, be careful of those laser beams there.
Yeah, yeah. I got to notice there they want to come and change my meter, my gas meter, because it's
Gas meter.
so old. Yeah,
Well, you said that's what else I'd be looking for too. Like if the couplings look like they're kind of worn out, I kind of mark that in the paperwork and say, hey, this may be a concern. You're looking for rust, anything like that. Probably
Yeah.
what happened with yours is one of those guys came by, probably saw your meter when he was inspecting it and scanning it, and he saw that it was kind of old and starting to fall apart. So that's probably what happened.
yeah.
Because he said that's one of the main things I'll be looking for too. Is he said you just kind of look at it. You want to see if the couplings look all good, if it looks like there's any damage, anything like that.
Well, I've had two connections to the other side of the gas meter, but on my side of the gas meter,
Mhm.
because I had a propane or gas barbecue, which is natural gas, and then I also have a backup generator too, right? So, but they have to schedule it when you're there because they got to shut it off and they got to make sure your furnace and everything starts up. There's no problems, They got to come into your house down to the basement and stuff. So
See, we're not allowed to, from what he told me, is we're not actually allowed to touch anything in the house. He said that if we have to turn the gas off, it's up to the homeowner to go in and do all that. Like we're not allowed to, he said it's complete 100% liability if we go in there. We're not allowed to light any pilots for him.
yeah, yeah.
We can't fix any leaks in the house. We have nothing to do with once it's past a certain point. He said
Yeah.
we can't touch nothing. He said even if you feel sorry for some old lady who wants you to come in and relight her pilot light for her, he said don't do it. He said you are not to touch it. And I said
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I had to pay the contracted guys to come in and do it and do any work for me. And that was all outside, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, you have to have a guy that's licensed gas fitter, and they have to be registered with, here it's Union Gas, or they have a different name now, but basically that's what they do. But they're contractors for them. They can do work for them.
Do you guys have that surge protection thing on your electricity? Like if everything in your house gets fried, they pay for it?
No.
Because they have that here, the electric companies here in the US, you can pay like an extra fee every month. And what it is if the electric all of a sudden surges and fries everything in your house for some reason, um, they'll actually it's like an insurance
Yeah.
to protect your appliances and stuff in your house and your wiring and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
JD said, well, shortly after he moved, the gas company come in and changed out all the gas lines, no cost.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't cost you anything. It is, to me, it's their infrastructure. Like
Yep.
they're
Well,
the ones that are
it's usually their infrastructure up to the meter. After that,
right.
it's usually, you got to.
That's like I think that when cities say, "Oh, all of a sudden you have to get off of a well and hook up to the city water," but they want you to pay for it, and I'm like, "That's not right. I'm sorry, but if the city's going to force you to do that, they should have to pay for it. They're the ones that are making you do that crap."
Well, we had an area here just to the east of St. Thomas. It was always in the township, and the city annexed it, and they all had to hook up the sewer lines. If you didn't, you had like a year to do it. If you didn't do it, they'd come in and do it and charge you like $10,000.
Yeah, and that's crap. I mean, if they're going to force you, so they're pretty much forcing you to spend money to hook up
Yep.
to their lines, and that's
Yep.
crap. I don't think towns and cities should be allowed to do that. If they want people to hook up, they should cover the cost of it.
Yeah, and I've seen where they've come in and person's had a well, and they come in and condemn it, so they make them hook up to the water lines, right?
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. It's
Like my sister's always been hooked up to the water line, but she's still on the septic system, so she's
and that's the thing too, is like in some places, if you have to pay the city to send their crew out to do that, you're paying 3 times more than what a freaking contractor would have charged you to do something like that.
yeah.
You can,
And the worst thing about it, every time you flush the freaking handle on the toilet, costs you twice the amount of water that you've used. Because see, they charge you for the water you used, then they charge you for the waste too, eh? Now it's a percentage of the water you take in, eh? You know, here
What's-
they charge you for groundwater runoff.
what?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what's crazy here, like in my neighborhood, and I don't know the reason why they do this. You guys might know, but for some reason they put all the sprinkler systems. So when you go out to where your water meter's at in the ground, out in the front yard, you actually have 2 water meters. You have one just for the sprinkler system and then one for everything else.
Huh?
And I don't understand why they did that.
What you get your water meters outside?
Yeah, so yeah, we have 2 water meters outside and they're underground in like a plastic case, and you can
Mhm.
pop the door up if you need to get to it to shut off the water.
Oh, okay.
There's a shut off valve for each one. But for some reason, they put a meter just for the sprinkler system, and then one runs the house and everything else.
Huh?
And I just don't understand why they had to double meter every house like that. That doesn't make any sense.
Our meters are inside the house. Mine's down inside the basement, but they have it wired to a remote that goes outside the house by the hydrometer,
Uh-huh.
and they just come along, beep, scan it. You know,
Oh no, ours are just in one of those plastic boxes that's in the
Yeah.
ground, and you pop the lid off, and they're right there.
Yeah.
well, see, up here it freezes up here, right? So they
Oh,
couldn't
yeah,
put
yeah.
them, yeah. So they couldn't do that here.
I just spoke with Lynn and she's back from taking Haas up to the vet for the surgery.
Yeah.
And she said it was terrible. As soon as she got to the door, he hit the brakes and the gal tried to help her get him in there, and he struggled and he hit his head and just he was crying and screaming and oh man.
Somebody blocked that person in the chat. I don't have the chat pulled up to where I can do that.
Lynn beat me to it.
Yep.
That was funny. What was it? The day before yesterday, everybody was blocking him, and Paul was getting there too late, and he was unblocking everybody.
Yeah.
Telling you, man, those German Shepherds ain't stupid dogs, man. They know. Those some intelligent dogs right there.
Oh yeah. They know what's gonna happen to them. That place is probably associated with hurt, right? I had a beagle. I'm not kidding you. It was Pepsi. Take her into the vet's office, put her up on the table like that, and no kidding, she would shit right there and then. Every time. You almost
Well-
had to jam her up against the wall and hold her because she was terrible.
It's so heart. you
Yeah.
know, it just tears at your heartstrings.
That's what I always said. And I've always said this, man. The good pets have the crappiest lifespans.
Yeah.
And then all the okay pets, like if you want a turtle or a bird, they'll outlive you.
Thank you, Lynn. Well, except the problem is like Lynn has parrots that live to be 85 years old.
Yeah.
And so then you have to figure out, if you love the animal,
Yeah.
how they're going to be taken care of after you leave,
Yeah.
Yeah, but wouldn't it still be nice to have a dog for 40, 50 years with you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
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 You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
For
It's
your,
just,
for your lifetime, yeah.
it just sucks that dogs and cats and, all the really cool animals that a lot of people enjoy and like to have the worst lifespans. and they don't seem to be getting better. I mean, to me, veterinarian medicine doesn't seem to be really advancing all that great.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you don't see dogs' lifespans getting any longer or really any better. They're actually getting worse because of all the breeding over the years.
Inbreeding, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all these weird mixed breeds that everybody's been making and stuff, like they just don't seem to have good lifespans anymore. And then like even with German Shepherds, that particular breed of German Shepherd they were doing that had the lower back where their legs were kind of, their back was kind of bowed down.
Right.
They have a lot of hip issues.
Dysplasia. Yep,
yeah.
they call it hip dysplasia.
Hip dysplasia. Yeah.
And that's because of the type of breeding they've done with them over the years.
Wow, look at my little bugger here. He's a Dorky, he's a Dachshund and a Yorkie. Like, really? But I didn't buy him. He was sort of gifted to me because they needed a home for him. But he wasn't even a year old yet when I got him. So,
And I hate to say this, but I feel like sometimes more times than not, I feel like a lot of people, not necessarily, I want to say waste their money, but it seems like they're paying vets to not really save their animals because, like I said, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of good
Well,
options to save an animal in a lot of situations.
There's a lot of people that don't want to pay for getting the proper care for their animals. They just say, okay, put them down.
yeah, cheaper to put them down than get fix them.
Yeah.
Well, in all reality, too, I mean, veterinarian, they're highly expensive.
Oh yeah.
And I feel bad for people because you get a nice little family that has their dog. They're not six-figure family that makes six figures a year, and then all of a sudden something happens to their dog, and some of them might not have $5,000-6,000 to send their
Yeah.
dog to the vet to get the proper stuff.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make them bad people. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's the inflation of the veterinarian cost is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of Lynn's rescues is she calls him Little Man. He was a designer failure, throwout.
Yeah.
Found frozen in a ditch.
Hmm.
Had numerous birth defects, but she still got him.
Yeah. So far, it's cost her $1,600 for his surgeries. Yeah.
Yep.
We got a place between here and Toronto, up in Guelph. The big, what do you call it? It's not a veterinarian, but it's if your dogs get cancer or something really bad, you can send them down there to be, fixed up or treated or whatever, right? I don't know what you call it, kind of a research place or something, but
Yeah. Yep.
And then I have seen dogs that have had crazy lifespans. Like my uncle had his dog for, I think it was 22 years before it passed away.
Wow.
Quite
That's
a while.
long time.
And then my mom's cat recently just passed away. She had a brother and sister cat that we got back when I was a kid, and they just recently died. And one of them was 25 and the other one was 26 when they died.
Wow.
Very old. Like that's pretty long lifespan. And the thing is the cats themselves. Now my uncle's dog was deaf and blind and all that by the time it died. It had a lot of medical issues the last 5-6 years. But
Right.
my mom's cats, they were still 100% active. And then all of a sudden it just hit them out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? One day they just started not feeling good, and then, but they still ran around like they were 2-3-year-old cats at that age.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully Hosser will be good.
Yeah, let's hope he gets what he needs to get done and it goes okay.
I've been doing some research lately about maybe selling a couple drones, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got the DJI Mavic 2 Pro fly more
I'm
kit
gonna call and find out what time
everything.
the bus was there.
and
Dude, why didn't you come tell me? I didn't even know he was home.
He was afraid. He was afraid that you would yell at him. He was
I
afraid to
told
come
you at
inside.
8:05 to leave the house.
He did. That's why I'm calling to find out what.
so anyway,
Yeah.
so I don't know, the Crystal Sky, I'm thinking about if I sell the Mavic Air, the Mavic 2 Pro, I might as well sell the Crystal Sky too, because the smart controller actually will I can fly the Air 2 Pro, I can fly the Mini 2, and I can fly the Air 2S. So
Yeah.
the life, although the Crystal Sky is nice, it was almost $1,000 when I bought it, and now you can get it used. You get it for about they're selling for about $700. So
Yeah.
thinking that's what I might do.
Wait, sell it separately or a bundle?
No, sell the Crystal Sky, because they're getting used for just the Crystal
Yeah.
Sky Ultra. If you can find them, there's only one or two of them on eBay. They're
Yeah.
getting between $700 and $850.
Huh.
So, and also being it's old technology, I'm thinking maybe it's time to pass it on now.
Yeah.
That's why I told you, man, get into that window before it becomes a paperweight.
Yep.
Let somebody else buy it right when it's on the cusp of being out of date.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about putting it up for about $750 or so, and include the mount that's $75 that I have. I'll show you guys what it.
That's why I said everybody with the older smart controllers might want to start selling them now. Because
Yeah.
I have a feeling that DJ is going to stop supporting them and updating them and everything else here pretty soon.
Well, I'm
they have
starting to
another-
like around here. I'm starting to find a lot of Mavic Pros for sale now. Like
Mhm.
not the Mavic 2, but I got a phone call right back, guys.
So here's my setup right now on the 2 Pro. So this bracket was additional. This bracket down here was 35. This bracket here was another $85. And what you do is you pull the lever and this lifts off. And
Now, is
So-
that usable with anything else or is that specifically built for that?
no, you can use it with you can't use it with like the Fly app. You can use it with the Fly More app. You can use it with the
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm talking about the mount. Is the mount universal or is it just built for just a Crystal Sky?
it's a universal mount, but
The part
does-
that hooks to the back of the tablet, is that universal or no? I'm just more curious. I know how the Crystal Sky works. I was curious about the mount
well,
though.
here I'm taking it apart so you can see it. There's the mount, but I don't remember what I did with the other mount that went, because you unscrewed it. It screws in here and here.
Oh, it gave you two different options?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And because then it's called a quick connect. You just go like that, you just take it apart.
Okay, so you would have to have the other one in order for it to be more universal. So yeah,
Yes,
you might as well sell it with that because it's specifically for that at the moment.
right. So, and that mount right there, it's got a screw up here at the top. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me disconnect it. The mount actually has two screws on the bottom here to mount it to there. And maybe you can see it now. See, there's a screw back here,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a place that you can screw in here to mount something else to it. It's just made. It's made for this, but the fact that I can fly with the
You'd have a much easier time selling it as a bundle package than trying
yeah,
to sell
and
it
then I
separately.
bought this cover was extra. Just snaps on.
But like like I
Heavy rubber.
said the other day, man, when like these smart controllers and stuff, people better start selling them now and getting rid of them, because once the newer one becomes more popularized,
Right.
eventually DJI is not going to support the old one no more. You're going to see a lot of glitches happening with it and a lot of other problems, and that's the best time to get rid of them is right before that issue, because then people aren't going to want to buy them no more.
No, exactly.
So you want to get into that window of people are still buying them, but they're about to be done with.
Yeah.
That's why I said if DJI just made that damn new smart controller compatible with all the drones, which I don't see what the problem with doing that is, they would open a lot bigger market, because there may be some people out there like me that have the Mini 2, the Air 2, the Mini 1 that would think about buying an all-in-one controller that could run all three of my drones
Yeah.
with a built-in screen. It would make me highly want to think about buying it. But as far as just going out to purchase one drone just to have that one controller, that's to me a big waste of money.
Yeah. So I've been keeping this whole system together just as a backup, but I'm thinking, why do I need this as a backup? I have Mini 2 as well, you know?
Right.
So, but what is nice is this is the Ultra. This has the 2000 nits of brightness. So it was the more expensive. You could have bought the regular Crystal Sky, which had 1100 nits
Mhm.
for like 750, and this was $1,000. But you know, like I say, I've been just kind of thinking about selling some of my stuff, but you want to, like you say, you want to sell it while it still has a value.
Well, like I said, like the DJI drones themselves will hold their value for a good, I mean, look at some of the drones, like even the Spark is still selling for the Flymore combo, brand new, is still selling the same price it was when it came out.
Yep.
So it's like those themselves hold the value, but all the little electronics that they're putting around these drones, those will all fade away as the drone keeps going. And so you got to be careful with those, because that smart controller is not going to have the same resale value in 5 years as a Spark would.
Well, you know, I was just thinking that maybe Paul Hodges might be interested in buying that Crystal Sky, because he has the Inspire and the Phantom 4, and the Phantom 4, I don't think it's using the Fly app. I think it's using the Go 4 app. I don't know. I'd have to ask him. I'd make him a heck of a buy on that. Because, and I like to see it to go to a good home, you know.
Right.
And I think I have two of those hot connects, so he could put one on each controller.
Yeah, real estate agent just called me.
Oh, hey, Paul, are you interested in buying that Crystal Sky?
No.
I was gonna say you could definitely use it to the brightness, you know.
Yeah, it'd probably be ideal, but right now I'm still kind of financially strapped with Bonnie being long-term care until I get that other situation straightened out. So
Yeah.
it's just a little tough right now, the finances. So
I understand.
yeah. But anyways, now a real estate agent. It's funny because I got to go down to Port Stanley and do aerials, and she just called. She got a house that she listed here a while back down in Port Stanley. she wants me to remove the sign, but we're only gonna remove it for 3 months. So apparently, so I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you know, don't you think that a lot of people that have real estate that's for sale don't want to advertise, especially if they're not living there?
Yeah.
Don't want to advertise that it's an empty house, you know?
Apparently the lady that owns this house, she's gonna rent it out for 3 months.
Oh,
But see, it's down in Port Stanley. It's a beach community. Okay.
yeah,
This time of year, well, there's nobody down there. But see, right now, you could rent a place for $800 or $1,000 a month.
yeah.
But in the summertime, it'll go for $800 or $1,000 a week.
Wow.
So people only do short-term rentals there.
That,
So.
that wouldn't be me. I don't know. Maybe Justin would spend $1,000 rent a week, but no.
No,
But no, they rent about the tourists, right? So it just
there ain't enough touring to make me want to spend that much money.
yeah.
I get mad when a hotel room's like $200 a night.
Well, I go on a cruise. It was about $1,000 a week. It was 900 and something dollars last time I went. Now included airfare and everything too, but that's for a week's vacation, right? So if you got a family, you got a husband and wife and 3 or 4 kids, gonna rent a place for $1,000 a week, that's cheap.
Go, unless you go to Disney World, then you take out a small housing loan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, I was looking up season passes for a family of 5 like a couple of years ago. And I
Yeah.
kid you not, I want to say it was around like $10,000 or $12,000 for the year.
Yeah.
Freaking ridiculous amounts.
Yeah.
I get free tickets to Legoland all the time.
Oh,
I
do
went to
you?
'em. Yeah, it's so easy to find people that work there, and they give them like I think 8 free tickets a year per employee. So we know a couple of people that like are around your guys' age that don't have like any kids or anything, and they work there, so they always give us their tickets and all that because they don't have nobody to give them to. So and they don't use them because if as an employee, you can come into the park anytime you want and just walk in for free. You don't have to pay. You just show your badge and walk in.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Well, it sure has come a long way. I remember when they first opened Disneyland out in California. Then when they opened Disney World in Florida, it used to be, it was a little bit expensive, but it wasn't like it is now.
mhm.
hey,
Well, see-
good morning, Bill from Newfound Dome Productions.
Hey, Bill,
What's up, Bill?
good morning.
Well, it's like the Legoland here has a water park on it, right? And
Yeah,
instead of having its own entrance and having cheaper tickets just if you want to go into the water park, they make you buy a ticket for the entire park. So if you just want to take your family to the water park, you're paying $100 and some a ticket. Instead of
Yeah.
what they should do is they should have another entrance just if you want to just go to the water park and charge 40, $50 to get in, or even $40.
Yeah.
Like why do I want to pay $100 and some for the entire park if I'm literally just want to go swimming for a few hours?
right, right.
That's stupid. And then you should also have a local discount for locals. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like if it's $50 for a tourist, it should be 30 or 25, 30 for a local. They just come in, show their license, and you get a discount. It's a good
Yeah.
way it's a good way to reach out to your community around your park and say, hey, we appreciate the community.
Yeah.
And it draws in the locals into somewhere where they probably normally would just ignore because they're so used to it being there.
Yeah.
But they don't even offer discounts for locals. I mean, they don't give you any kind of discounts or anything, which I think is really stupid.
What would it cost to take a family of 4 and go to Disney World nowadays?
Oh,
I would say with tickets for a family of 4
And food,
plus food and
Parking.
possibly
they charge for parking there too.
right parking, and then you got to think I would say probably because they have I think they have 2 and 3 day passes, which you most likely would get if you were going on vacation.
Yeah.
You'd probably be looking at maybe $2,000 to $4,000.
And how
There's-
much do you think a 1-day pass is?
If you were taking a family of four just for one day, you'd probably be looking at probably around $1,000
Wow,
between tickets and food and all that.
yeah, and parking, yeah.
Well, and parking, plus you gotta think, some families may go in there and buy memorabilia, and that's not
Yeah.
cheap,
Well, yeah, when
So,
you
I
start
mean-
buying the souvenirs and crap,
Buy
it
the
just,
ear
Yeah.
hats, yep.
Right,
but if you go, I know in Florida, if you go down to Disneyland, but you go to the marketplace, you can park there for free. And they have shuttle buses that
Yeah,
are
shuttle
free
buses.
or the water taxis. You can
'cause
go
it-
free.
yeah, cause it's like $25, $30 to park there for the day.
Park on the
Yeah.
premises, yeah.
Mhm.
And you
mean-
gotta walk a long ways to get, you know,
Well, the way they do it at Disney World is they have the parking garage, then you, depending on what level you're on, you go on the elevator, you go up, and then the monorail's right there. They have a monorail
oh,
entrance.
okay.
Yeah.
You get on there and then it takes you straight from the parking garage on this long trip, because it does take a couple minutes. And then you go all the way into the park and then it drops you off at like the entrance of the park. And then you buy your tickets or you walk in if you already have a Disney pass or whatever. But that's what I said is I don't know how some of these people afford it, right? Because I'll see somebody driving a 1999 Honda Civic and they'll have a Disney pass sticker on the back of their car.
AZ says in order to take anybody, you almost gotta take out a second mortgage on your home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's no joke. It's expensive.
Yeah,
You really gotta catch the deals when you're in there, when they do $14 hot dog night, You gotta catch those deals.
yeah, at $14 a hot dog, that's on sale, right?
So what do they got now? 4 parks down there?
You got the
Well, they have,
Disney
And-
World, MGM, don't they have a park
Oh,
too?
It's the
No,
Epcot
it's-
Center.
and then they have, that's the movie company. Damn it, I can't think of the name. Universal has a park.
Universal, that's it,
Then you, of course, Legoland's not in Orlando, but it's here in Florida.
yeah.
And then you have, what's the other one? I think there's one more. But Disney World itself is huge. Like they have 3 or 4 parks just within that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
There.
they got 4
Yeah.
parks, I think, in just Disneyland.
Yeah. It's big. And then they're always expanding and rebuilding. I mean, it's constant construction and all.
since the days of the space shuttle, does the Space Center get anybody going there anymore?
I mean, it's not the crowds of the 1960s anymore when it was like new
70s,
and
80s, 90s,
well,
when the space shuttle, remember they used to move it out from the great big building. They said that building, because I drove by it on the freeway from quite a distance. They said that building has its own atmosphere in it. In other words, like there's clouds in the top and everything.
well,
else.
the thing is like there'd be a few hundred people that go to this, like that get up close to it where, you used to see it, but it's not like, back in the 70s when space was like, everybody was awed by the space program because it was a new thing and you get 20,000 people showing up for a space launch. It ain't like that no more.
Because now they're launching from all over the place, Texas, California,
Well, it's everybody's so used to the space stuff now that it's not a big surprise anymore. It's just like, how airline pilots back in the 50s, kids would come up and ask for their autographs.
Yeah.
Airline pilots back in the day were considered like really cool, like everybody wanted to be one. But now
Yeah.
nobody looks twice at an airline pilot when they walk by them. It's same with drones. Like right now, we're still in that stage of people are still awed when they see a drone.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's going to get to the point where people don't pay any attention to them anymore because they're
Yeah.
going to get so used to them.
Well,
Yeah.
Lynn in her motorhome and back years ago, she was a world traveler. She used to go everywhere. She went down there.
But
I
like,
think I think I was there once for a 1 day thing and it just, the Hall of Presidents and, it's a, what's the other one? It's a wild, it's a wild world or something.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I mean, that's why I tell people all the time, I'm like, enjoy the public wanting to come up and talk to you about your drones. Enjoy it now, because at some point, nobody's gonna give two shits about you anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right now, you still have like a little bit of a fan group that will come up to you when you're flying and be like, "Oh, what is this? What is that? Let me ask you this."
Yeah.
But at some point, people are just going to be so commonplace that people are just not going to care anymore. It's just whatever. If you're on the cutting edge or you're at the beginning of a certain type of technology, you're going to get that wow factor with the public.
Yeah,
And we're still in that with drones, though. I mean, we still have a few years of that before, because I like that dude that came up to me at the park a couple weeks ago. He was just awed by it. Wanted to ask me 100 questions.
yeah.
We all know what the basic questions are. How far does it go?
Yeah.
Lynn is in a melancholy mood, and I'm glad she's here in the chat because, it took a lot out of her to take Hoss to the vet this morning. So,
Yeah. Is he going to be in for a couple days or?
well, they supposedly told her that they want to send Hoss back home this evening, that she
Oh,
would come back and pick him up. And she's hoping that's the case.
like she said, the wait starts now. Wait to hear how he's doing,
She just wants to get him home and love on him. That's all.
Oh, exactly. And she also told me that the other dogs and the cat in the house, that I have been walking around the house looking for them.
Yeah, they kind of wonder where they went, right? So
Yeah.
Did you ever see the video of he was in the military and he passed away, and the service dog that he worked with in the military came to his funeral, and it was so sad. But the dog knew. He ran right up to the casket. Jumped up on it, sat there for a minute, and then laid down right in front of it and sat there the whole service.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's why I said they're so smart. They just know. He knew his owner was there,
Yeah.
and he sat there like a good boy and sat there with his
But it was a
owner.
little over a year ago that Hoss went in for the original surgery and they put a plate and screws and everything in his wrist. Because what happened is Hoss jumped out of a window at a meth house in Detroit that caught on fire or something. And so he jumped out the second story window, came down like this, like a dog does when they jump down.
yeah, yeah.
And it screwed up his wrist.
Marie's got a quick question for you, Paul.
Well,
Can I
she's
ask
like,
you a
can I?
question? Sure. Sure, Marie. Marie, if you want to come on, the link's up at the top. You're welcome to join.
Yeah.
Even if you just want to pop, because when you come on, Marie, you can come on with just your voice. You don't have to turn your camera on. You get the choice when you hit the button.
So was he like an ex-police dog or something?
Some kind of a guard dog. We don't know the particulars, but he is very protective of Lynn.
Tennessee leaped out of a two-story.
Tennessee, okay.
Hyperextended his front leg. Oh wow. So he must have been a guard dog for the meth lab, is what it was.
Yeah, probably.
Now Lynn's in the chat, but did she experience any kind of like
Aggression, no.
or PTSD with him or anything like that?
Don't. He does not like fireworks.
Yeah.
Well, most dogs don't, though.
Yeah.
My dog used to get terrified. He was the biggest, meanest, baddest thing if you got near his kids, but like my kids, he was very protective of them. Those were his babies. But the minute fireworks go off, he was the biggest baby. He'd come running in my room and get under the blanket with me.
Yeah.
But a 200-pound man could come to the door, knocking on the door, and he's ready to tear him a new one.
Yeah, Lynn says they put a plate and pins in there, but what
His
happened
ankles.
is that she knows somebody else who has a shepherd that had the same surgery. And they had to redo his too, because it started to move and create issues.
Yeah.
He doesn't like men either.
Marie wants to know if you took a picture or video of the boat at the government dock.
What's over there? Let me look.
My dog was like that too. Like a girl could come into my house and he would come up to him, was nice with him. But the minute a guy walked in my house, if it wasn't me or my son, oh, he would go nuts. But I think, some dogs know, like they understand that a man is a man and a woman's a woman. They understand the difference in strength between the two. And I think that's why some dogs don't like guys. They know they're more of a threat than a woman is.
You're talking about the Jijimon over there, is normally down in Lake Erie.
Which one?
Jijimon?
The Chichimon?
Yeah.
That's usually up at Owen Sound, goes up to Manitoulin Island all the time. The
Okay.
Chichimon. Oh, it's Kamaniska, Paul.
Kamanis. See, I'm not,
Kamaniska. Well,
and I'm looking at, because it's not showing on marine traffic.
Huh.
Comiscue?
it's Kamisku, yeah. Kamaniskwa or something. I don't know. The
Yeah,
hard-
I have, let me see if that's what it is. Let me go over here and pull up some of my video.
Well, at least you gave him a good home. That's all that matters. Though. Financial manager, color management. That's what I'm looking for. AMD Radeon graphics, generic print display. I know it's a generic display. But that's not what I want. Man, I really wish you could download drivers for these when you're using a TV for a monitor.
Yeah.
I do not have the driver for my TV. Right.
Gracie, come on.
Okay.
No, Grace.
Profile conditions.
Yeah, baby. You my baby? Yeah. Mm. Yes, Vader, I know. Yeah. You can't have two people on my lap at the same time. Oh, get a ball? Oh, you got a ball, have you? No.
Okay.
Give me that.
I went back in my library. Marie, let me know if this is what you're talking about. I'm going to screen share. And I think that maybe this is the one you're talking about.
That's the ship, I think. Wait, Lynn was talking about that's over there at the dock or something.
I didn't see it over there, but
Yeah.
That looks better.
Come on, Grace, get out for a minute. Okay. Oh, let me. Oh,
it's from Port Dover.
Port Dover, yeah.
Obviously, that was warmer weather, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you go to Boat Nerd there, Paul, you'll see that ship they're talking about.
Okay.
Well, no, they just moved the camera there, but over on Boat Nerd, if you go over there, you'll there's a ship parked over there.
Yeah. All
You
right.
don't ever give chase out there for at least a mile or so, Paul?
Yeah, it's about a mile out.
I want to go out and do some cruise ships. I really want to chase a couple of those a couple miles out into the water.
Yeah. So which port would be close to you? It'd be there, Fort Lauderdale. There's Miami. There's what's the other one over on the other side?
There's
One over on the
one-
Texas side.
And there's one over by Orlando, I believe, where all the Disney cruise ships are usually parked. And then, of course, you got the ones down by Miami. That's the biggest one that a lot of people go to.
Yeah. I used to always sail out of Fort Lauderdale, but there was one time we sailed out of on the other side of the peninsula there, down at the bottom.
hmm Most people, that's what I said, most of the people that come usually sell out of like the Miami area.
Yeah.
At least most of the people I've known that ever gone on the cruises, that's usually where they end up at, is down by the bottom of Florida.
Yeah.
So Miami's like, I think I want to say about 4.5 hours from where I'm at.
Yeah. Go see
That's-
how far is Orlando away from you?
Oh, that's only about an hour and 20, depending on
Yeah.
traffic on I-4.
Because I know when we come into land at Orlando on the airplane, we come in right over top where all the cruise ships are parked.
See, there's the over there.
No, it's farther to the left, Paul.
Okay.
If I was to go to Orlando in the middle of the night with no traffic. I
Oh,
could
there
get
it is. Yep. Yep.
I could get there in 40 minutes, no problem.
Uh,
It's just the traffic is what takes you forever to get there. It's really not far at all. It's just I-4. I don't know if you've ever been on I-4, but it is freaking one of the worst damn freeways in the country.
oh yeah.
It's always at a standstill all the time. And that's the thing, is it's been under construction for like the last 20 years. Because it's like they'll get one section done, they'll move on to the next, move on
Yeah.
to the next, and then by the time they get to that section, they got to come back and redo this one
Tell
again.
you, start over again. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just constantly under construction all the time. Seems like it never ends.
Yep. Lynn is going to be on pins and
No,
needles
lay
all day
down.
waiting to hear about Hosser.
Well, did the other surgery with that other dog go good then? Like, cause I kind of give her some hope whether did the other dog pull through and everything that had the same
Yeah.
surgery?
The other dog is doing better, I think. Lynn, didn't you say?
Well, that's good. Give you some hope that everything will go good.
But it isn't the same surgeon, so the same vet.
All right, Paul, I got to jump off here. I got some stuff to get done.
Okay, Justin, thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too shortly here, Paul. So,
Okay.
well, we've been on for 2.5 hours, so
Yep. Yep.
So I'll
I
see
think-
everybody in the chat later. Paul's times 2, I guess, is your guys' new nickname. I'll see
Okay,
you guys
yeah.
later.
Thanks for being here, Justin.
Yep.
All right.
See you, Justin. Yep. See you later.
Paul, I think we'll call it what at 10:30?
Yeah, let's go 10:30 and then we'll jump off. Yeah. Yeah. I had to charge up some batteries last night, so I got my SD cards here empty, so I got to kind of put everything together too yet.
What time you gotta fly?
1 o'clock, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got lots of time yet, but yeah. Oh, I got somebody bugging me to go back outside. Be right back.
The yeah, the weather has turned, as you can see, that's through the blinds. The weather has turned a little bit warmer. It's 24 degrees here and it's sunny. But the weather's going to change again later today, so.
Yeah,
stand
they
by.
say they got some crappy weather coming, eh?
Yep, yep.
I don't know.
Good, bad, ugly, the whole bit. But I'm glad my garage door goes up and down now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, why? Why that changed?
But there isn't any ships for.
Yeah, I was
forever.
looking. Yeah, I was looking earlier, eh?
Yep, there's nothing
Yeah.
out there in Lake Huron or St. Clair River, Lake St. Clair, or the Detroit River. Just nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine after the first of the year, a lot of them are winding down.
Yeah, yeah. But you go up north, there's still a lot of ships up there going across Lake Superior.
Well, yeah, a lot of them are trying to beat the last few runs because I think somebody said that they already closed one of the locks down up there.
Yeah, Marie might know. Yeah. I said the winds are 8, gusting to 12 right now, and it's 27 degrees Fahrenheit, but feels like 18. So,
Yeah, you got to dress for it.
oh yeah, that's gonna be a cold flight this morning for sure, or
Yeah.
this afternoon or whatever. Hopefully it warms up a little bit. So.
Yep, exactly.
Lynn saying she got 2 cats, both were rescued. Lucy's now 18 and a half years old and had her since she was 3 weeks old, and Bud is 3 years old. Huh?
Yep.
Wow. 18 and a half years for a cat. Wow. So Marie says they're going to close January the 15th.
Okay.
And Lynn said one of the locks is already drained and they're working on it. Huh?
Watch out for those brick walls that
Yep. Yeah.
JD.
Oh, Skydio released a new drone today there, Bent Rail.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I have to go check this out. Ooh, do, 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 do. Skydio 2 Plus.
Wonder
I'll
what
have
the
to-
plus means.
Yeah, I don't know. Keyframe creative intelligence for mind-bending shots. Shipping now. Skydio X2 built for business, ready for duty.
Oh,
So it
Billy
sounds-
Kyle had just posted a video of it.
Oh, that's a different looking drone. It's more of a commercial drone by the looks of it. Cause this is the picture I'm seeing here anyways there, Paul, but yeah. That's different. Huh. What's it got? 360 optical avoidance, 4K 60, and a FLIR 320 thermal. It's got its own strobe lighting. Okay, 6 kilometers or 10 kilometers, 1.8, 35-minute flight time. Huh. Wonder what they're gonna charge for that one. Okay. Oh, they got an enterprise controller too, eh? Oh, look like a split screen and. I don't know what the heck this all about, but. I don't know. Power of autonomy for professionals, the police, enterprise, public safety, defense. Well, it kind of folds up like a.
You know what I don't like about the Skydio?
Uh.
The battery is held on magnetically. It doesn't click and stay.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Huh. Well, we got 2 different cameras, I guess. One camera's got the regular one plus a FLIR camera, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so you can get it in 2 versions, I guess, the Plus, or you can get it with the FLIR camera.
Oh, okay. But anyways, here. I just agent just texting me. What time you think gonna come into East Road today? He wants to make sure the garbage bins are away. That's well, anytime really. Anytime you want me. I'm just about ready to go. So
Exactly.
just got to throw the batteries in, the SD cards in. I'm ready to rock and roll. So
AZ, are you gonna get the the Skydio 2 Plus? Are you gonna get the one with the dual cameras, the FLIR?
yeah, I just kind of looking at this, huh? Here, Paul, look at this.
Oh, is that with the FLIR camera, or is that just the drone?
It says includes Skydio Autonomy Enterprise controller and accessories, starting out at $13,000.
Ah,
Yeah, it's not for Joe Blow. That's
no,
they're trying to break into the commercial market, right?
Yeah,
Well, if it's got a FLIR camera and everything, right? So
yeah. That definitely is what I call pricey. That's like the average person going out and buying a one of those electric cars with the expensive Teslas.
yeah,
Although the price of all cars have gone up, but you know, they've got some Teslas that you can spend $200,000-$300,000 on.
yeah. Well, they and the funny thing is right now that they're saying like even the smaller cars, because of the chip shortage, they're putting them off to the side to make sure the more expensive cars get the chips, not the cheaper ones. Yeah, bye, Marie.
Bye, Marie. Thanks for stopping in. We're about ready to shut her down anyway, Paul, right?
Yep.
I don't want the business version. Took a look at the Skydio 2 Plus though. Oh, good for you, AZ. Let us know if you decide to get one, you know, how it goes. It's always a hot topic.
Yeah. So,
Well, everybody, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We'll see you all again next time, and take care. Paul, thanks for being here, and everybody.
no problem.